What's up, guys? It's Trueflight here. We're back in Forza Horizon 3, and after, a month and a half of messing with things, I think I finally got things settled in to where I can actually record the game. Still having some issues streaming, but turns out a lot of the problems I've been having were either fixed in a recent patch or ended up being the result of some kind of weird memory leak I've been having where the system here ends up chewing up 16 gigabytes worth of RAM for absolutely no reason. Still trying to track down the cause of that. I've been checking my drivers and things and can't find anything that's reasonably using that much RAM. And even looking at processes and things running, it's not showing anything actually using it, but it's showing it as being in use somewhere. So that's what was causing the frame stuttering and the weird problems I've been having. So if we can track down where that's coming from, we might be able to actually do something. But as it is, we can actually play the game now, at least until our memory gets used up.
Another driver who'd be perfect for your lineup.
Shut up, nobody cares. Between her and Anna. But I have been playing it a little bit more now that I can do so stably. And the real issue I'm running into now is I can't find any races in here that I actually really enjoy other than Goliath, so I've been running that a lot. It's a good test ground for cars, though. Lots of straightaways, lots of turn sections, kind of back and forth. I posted a couple of videos up. Did some co-op play ones with my friend, or versus, I guess, but let's see how that turns out. We've actually been having a lot more fun racing different classes than just the high-end stuff. Been having a lot of fun with some of the older... Oh, that sucked. Having a lot of fun with some of the older, lower level stuff. Some C's and D's, to be honest, but definitely hoping to make some more videos on this soon. I think I finally have enough money banked away to look at buying that F1, unless it's locked for a DLC, to finish out my McLaren collection. And I'll have to do a run on Goliath of that to compare it to my 650 and my 570. And the P1, of course. Have gotten much better with the P1. Still not my favorite. I actually enjoy driving the 650S here more, despite having a smashed windshield now. After I've played this quite a bit more now, I have to say the biggest complaint I have is the map. It seems way too small for this game. The variety of roads is extremely limited. This little section I'm driving through here is probably the only section that really has any hills. Most of the map is pretty flat, which is okay. I mean, that's... Whoa. I'll lose it. That's what Australia is. So it's not that big of a deal, but I really enjoy hill climbs. I know a lot of people like they're drifting on nice windy mountain roads, and there just isn't enough of that. I still think this game on the cruise map would be amazing. Although I gotta say, the crew has this beat in body kit customization too. This, you usually get one or two choices per car. Most of the time it's just a carbon fiber bumper with a basically a racing bumper, carbon fiber with a hitch on it. And wow, trying to go too fast. That's what I get for talking and driving at the same time. But yeah, most of the bumper options in this are a carbon fiber bumper with a hitch for racing towing, whereas the in the crew you actually get body kits. The only thing that Forza has over the crew in body kit wise is that some of the kits are wide body, where in the crew it basically depends. If you pick a circuit spec, your chances are it's going to be wide body, where if you pick street, it's not. This gives you the option, but would love to see the variety in options that they have in that game in this one. I don't know if you could, though. I'm sure the amount of cars really is the deciding factor there. I think even at this point, the crew's only up to maybe 150 cars. Maybe more than that with the new expansion coming out. Where this game launched, with 370 some, and they've added to it since. That said, I might be picking up the car pass here. Now that I can play more, it might be worth putting a little bit more money into the game and being able to get some of those other cars. But at the same time, calling all units is coming out for the crew, so I'm looking at that. Oh, that was terrible. I'm gonna have to re-gear this. That top end just seems like so much wasted power as I wreck. I don't normally drive from that view, so this view just makes it look like you're going twice as fast as you actually are. This car is not set up to drift, so this won't work. But anyway, so yeah, I'm tossed between calling all units or the car pass for this. I really still want to get the season pass for the crew, if for nothing else to get this car, but I can't justify paying for the entire season pass just to get this car. There are some other cool cars in there, but this is the real reason I want this car, and you can only get it in the crew with the season pass. I gotta stop paying more attention to what I'm doing here. Should drive an entire lap on this doing the speed limit. It would be interesting. Anyway, just wanted to point out you can expect some more Forza videos, some more crew videos. I'm really going to try to get back into that. I think I'm going to give up on the streaming thing for a while. Really don't get viewers live like I do when I post up a recording anyway. So as fun as it is at the time, so I can build up more of a following, I think there really isn't a lot of point in doing the live streams. Oh, I was supposed to turn there, see? Going slow screws me up. That's like the hardest turn right there on Goliath. In case you didn't notice, I was following the route. And no, that was the wrong place. It's the next intersection, so I turned early. It's hard when you're going this slow. Oh, it's actually quite a ways up still. It's this turn. Anyway, so we'll see how that goes. I was planning on doing a stream with Star Trek, and if I still get enough people interested, I may do that. Set up a time to do it. Scheduling a time and actually having people come to watch might also help boost numbers, so we'll see on that. But I plan on doing a lot more videos, like I said, of the crew and Forza, and hopefully I can get some other people in them too. So it's not just me rambling, so you get to hear some of the other people I'm playing with and do a lot more co-op type stuff. The catch is to get enough people to do it that want to be recorded and that all want to play at the same time and do the same events, which is a little easier on Forza because it's cross-platform. I wish they would add cross-platform support to the crew. But for now, Forza is the only one that has the cross-platform, which does help with players because I've got friends who play on all different systems. And we'll see if I can't get Born and some of the guys from the Born Racers channel and to do something now that I've got my settings fixed and things seem stable. That's the other reason I'm doing this. It's probably going to be a little bit longer. I'm dragging it out because I want to see if it's going to hold up. But everything looks stable so far, so that's a good sign. And if you notice, I'm not playing on low graphics like I have been, so I took care of that issue too. My game can actually run, or computer can actually run the game on Ultra, but it seems to accentuate the memory leak problem, so I think part of the problem may be the game itself. I almost wonder if they didn't purposely make it run worse on PC to try to force people to buy Xbox Ones. But we're only running on high, I think, right now. But I can definitely run on Ultra. I just can't run for extended periods of time. It'll crash out on me.
You have arrived at your destination.
Oh, you dick. Silly Australians driving on the wrong side of the road. Anyway, if you're out there, you're a viewer of the channel, you want to come in and race with me, let me know either here or on Google Plus, and I will stick you on my friends list. I'm more than happy to go out. I'm not very good in competitive races. I like to free roam, but I'll still race. I'll have fun. That's my big thing. Oh God. I can't believe I made that. But I actually have more fun just out free roaming, excuse me, and tuning the cars than I do actually doing the races, which is weird. But I was that way in the crew too. I like doing the stunt challenges and things more than the actual races. Ooh, that was totally me. As you can see, I'm not the greatest driver. I don't pretend to be. I always miss that turn. But, I still want to be able to use my steering wheel and pedals in this game. Part of everything is I'm trying to get used to using a controller still. After using a wheel for the last year or so on the crew, this game is terrible on getting their support for wheels. I was playing, before this came out, I was playing Forza 6 Apex on the PC, and they just started adding wheel support to that. And still haven't gotten around to adding my Logitech wheel, which really sucks. I'm gonna wreck. Come on. There we go. That, every time I go back to playing the crew, the handling and stuff is completely different, so it takes me a minute to get used to playing this game again. I was playing the crew this morning.
You have arrived at your destination.
So I have to say the accidents in this game are a lot more forgiving than they are in the crew. If you hit somebody in the crew, especially at this speed, you're done, and this stuff kind of bounce off. It's weird like that. Oh. You think this car would be better on the sand than it is, too. I do have it modified out. It is... Oh, what a wreck. It is all-wheel drive. Which it is normally not, but... So far, though, I have a couple hundred cars now. I don't know what my total is, but out of every car I have, this is the one I have the most fun driving still. While we're back here, we'll hit up the festival. Give you a quick look at my car selection. It's not huge. I know there's people out there that have got more, but I think I'm building up a decent amount. Oops. That's got to be my other complaint, which goes with the first one about the map. There's way too much off-road sand and stuff in this game. I don't mind it occasionally, but like once you get to the Outback, every single race has off-road at some point. I like big 4-lane open highways, and there's only one 4-lane highway in this entire map. It does go almost east to west across the entire map, but... So here's a look at my cars, what I do have. I've got the money to buy more. Most of these I've won. I did buy the Warthog, though. There's a handful I bought specifically. Some BMWs in there. I'm not a big BMW fan. My son likes them. Now these, I actually bought 2 of these. One to max out at S1, one to run at lower class. I will say, the S1 version of this car is not too bad. The lower class, it's absolutely useless. This is a terrible, terrible car. I got it because in Need for Speed World, it actually was one of the fastest cars in the game. I still have screenshots of mine doing over 260, almost 270. And yeah, in this game, it's literally like driving on ice all the time, even with as max downforce I could get on it. And it's not even that fast of a car. It's got a decent top end, but yeah, for the handling, you think there'd be some kind of redeeming value. The acceleration's not too bad. It's up there, but it's so hard to control. I'm actually going to sell the black and yellow one there. I'm keeping the black and red one, though. Oh, what else do we got here? Camaro. You know me and my Camaros. I actually just won this one, the Horizon Edition. I haven't even driven it yet. Yeah, it still says new on it. I finally got it to save the color changes on my car. I think it was one of the new updates they did. If you watch any of my really old videos, I had a red and a blue Camaro, but when you actually loaded them up, they both loaded whatever color I painted the last one. I don't know what the deal was with that. It was something with the game owning 2 of the same car, but they finally patched it, so my Camaros are different now. But this one I've set up almost identical to my real car, as close as I could get it in the game. It's got the smaller of the 2 V8s. Mine has a 305 in it. And even has my Krager rims, the exact same rims I have, which is kind of funny. The only difference is that this one has ground effects on it. When my car got painted, they painted the entire car, including the ground effects, the same color. So I might take those off just to make it look a little closer. I also don't have fog lights, but I don't have a bumper without the fog lights on there. So mine's on an IROC is the big difference. So that's probably it. This one's completely decked out with the V12 and the all-wheel drive. But one of my bigger complaints about this game, mechanic-wise, I love the car handling and tuning and things. The problem is they seem to think that the fastest possible option is always a turbocharged V12. Doesn't matter what you have, what car it is. You throw a turbocharged V12 in it, it's better. They don't seem to know the fact that, yeah, like some of these old cars, granted they didn't have the greatest handling in the world, but a supercharged big block V8 can put out just as much horsepower as those turbocharged V12s. And for some reason in this game, that's just not the case. V8s suck, apparently, according to them. But They are heavy, so I'll give them that. But some more cars here. What else we got? A lot of these I've never driven. I just tuned that up to do a hatchback race the other day. I have found a lot of them, instead of trying to tune everything to the top notch that you can get it, if you tune them to a certain level, certain cars are better at certain levels. The I know I got some back in here farther that I can use for example, but the Hennessy's no longer my fastest car. Bought that just because I love Lotuses, and the Venom is just a beast. What else do we have in here? Just got the XJ220 yesterday. That is actually the fastest car in the game that I have been able to find so far. That I think anybody's been able to find so far. The problem with it is, at its top speed settings, if you tune it right, it's absolutely useless for anything other than top speed. Awesome design on there, though. I downloaded that one. It is not mine. Got my Koenigsegg 1-to-1. A friend of mine has the Regera, which I can't buy because it's one of the DLCs, and it's absolutely crap compared to the 1-to-1. My Lamborghini collection. That thing is amazingly fast, but it can't, despite having a handling of 8.2, it can't turn to save its life. Oh, what else do we have in here? Lotuses. Just tweaked out the Esprit for a race the other day. That's another one. If you max that out to S2, it's crap. But at Class A, it's an amazing car. I love the stock engine noise too. If you ever buy one of these, drive it stock before you try an engine swap, because the stock engine sounds amazing. This is my Gumball Rally car. I think that's from, well, probably from the 2010 Gumball Rally. I'm not sure which one that color scheme was from. Other cars I was testing for various things. The 570S is another one. I'm actually going to tune this down to an S1 because I have the 650 at S2. And I really don't need two S2s. And I think this car is going to do much better down a class. And of course, the P1 in there. My Lancer. I don't know what happened to my GTR. I repainted it at one point, and I lost my picture, and it's been shadowed like that ever since. So I've had a couple cars come and go doing that, and they eventually fixed themselves, but this one hasn't yet, so I'm not sure what happened there. Skyline's another one that's better, lower class than maxed out. Just picked up the Prowler. Had a lot of fun tuning that thing up. That's another one that's got a great engine noise. The Ram Runner I actually tuned up and bought that skin. Well, put that skin on there. Somebody else made it for the Cops versus Robbers event that we did on. I can't remember his name. I feel bad now. I did it on somebody's recordings for YouTube or live stream. I'm not sure if it was live, but I'll put a link in the description to that because I feel bad for not remembering his name off the top of my head. But we did a really fun Cops versus Robber event, and I want to do that on my channel because I think it was awesome fun. So that's why I actually have that one tuned up as a police car. What else do we have? That's actually my 8.6 from Need for Speed World. I tried to rebuild it as best I could in this game. The top speed on it seems terrible compared to that, so I'm not sure if I missed something. I might have to tweak around with it a little bit more. Could just be the difference between the two games, sadly, but it was a lot of fun to drive, and I'm still working on that one, but I did my best to build the vinyls up the same. Sadly, I suck at doing vinyl placement and stuff, and they didn't have any really good flame options. The only thing that is cool is there's a weird scoop on the hood and from the inside, the cockpit view, the flames wrap up over that scoop so you can see them from the hood or from inside, and it's kind of cool looking. Just won the TBR yesterday. Gonna do something with that. I have a lot of fun with that car in the crew. Oddly enough, it starts out as an S1, which is really cool. I haven't even done anything to that. It's still stock. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, the Vauxhall starting at a B class always entertained me too. Maybe there's something about this version of the Astra. I'm not familiar with Vauxhall. They're British, I believe, or mostly in Europe somewhere. So here in the US, it's not a name that really we're even familiar with. If it wasn't for Top Gear and the Grand Tour, I wouldn't even know what Vauxhalls were. So um, sadly, I know very little about them, but I always assumed a Vauxhall, I put it in the same class as like a Honda Civic. So maybe this is their version of maybe the Type R, this VXR. As I said, I don't know anything about it, but the price seems dirt cheap, and for the fact that it starts at a B class, I'm kind of impressed. I'm going to do something with that car as soon as I get around to it. I have so many other cars to go through. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this. I'm going to go check and see if we can't pick up a McLaren F1. I don't know how much they cost. I'm probably out of my price range still. If you watch my McLaren video where I compared the three cars I do have, the 650S, the 570, and the P1, I did not have either of the McLaren F1s. And I do have enough for the normal F1, just not the F1 GT. So, probably going to end up buying this one right now anyway. So we'll do that while we're still on the video. And you guys can stay tuned. I'm going to have to tune it and get used to driving it. And then I'll do a Goliath run with it and compare it to the P1 time. If there's anything cool in here. I don't feel like painting it myself right now. Kind of like that red and black. Where was that? Yeah, that one. This is a very strange car too if you're not familiar with it. The seat is actually in the middle of the car, which is really cool if you do the in-car view. But it's also very disorienting. You're always used to sitting on the left or the right, and then you have to take into account when you're making your turns and things or weaving through traffic that the one side is wider. If you're on the left side, obviously that right-hand side is wider for American drivers who are used to that. And if you're sitting on the right-hand side, your left-hand side is wider, so you have to take that into account when turns and things. And for this car, you literally sit in the dead center, so it's kind of weird. Oh, I didn't notice that was a chrome red. It's kind of cool, or is it just the hood? There's a way to get in here. Come on. Let me get in. There we go. These actually have 3 seats in them, which is really weird. I don't know, I can't look backward in this. But off to the left and the right are the legroom. You got like unlimited legroom for those, and the seats are actually like staggered behind this. I could look. What if I go into photo? Can I get out of the car in photo mode? I cannot. Shows how often I mess with the photo mode and things in this. Get out of the car there. Now you can see the other seats. Very strange setup compared to most cars. Make the camera go up? Apparently not. But there you can see the back 2 seats off to the left and right. And they do have just crazy amounts of leg room. I don't know if you'd ever really want to have people in those. But there you go. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. As I said, we're going to expect to see more videos from Forza. Take her out stock here. Expect to see some more Forza videos, definitely. hopefully some
Another rocket
compilation
discharge to complete nearby. Would you like me to set a route there for you?
videos here with me and some other people working together, collabs, whatever you want to call them. Gonna try hard to get those going and see what we can get rolling. If you are interested in Star Trek and are interested in either helping out with that, watching it, or whatever, I am going to be making a new character in that game and starting from scratch. So if you want to help me pick out what we're going to make and what we're going to do, we're going to play through the entire campaign, hopefully on stream, in the very least on recordings. So head over to my Google Plus or my Twitch channel and put in your votes for what kind of character you want us to play, what race, what class, what faction, and we will see you for that. And if you're interested in the car videos and things, stay tuned for those, and we'll see you in the next video.